The wind from the open sea pushed across the Navy training compound, carrying the mixed scent of sand, sweat, and steel. Harsh floodlights cut white paths through the darkness, turning the vast ground into a battlefield made of shadows. It was the kind of night where even silence felt dangerous. In the center of the training yard, 286 Navy SEALs stood in formation, watching a scene unlike anything they had ever witnessed. Their attention was fixed on Lieutenant Arya Khan, the only woman standing alone in the open circle. Her posture was steady, her breathing calm, and her eyes locked forward with the confidence of someone who had nothing to prove, yet everything to defend. Across from her stood Red Wolf and Titan, the two most feared instructors in the entire force. Red Wolf was fast, brutal, and unforgiving. Titan was a human mountain, towering over everyone, his reputation built on strength that felt inhuman. Together, they were a nightmare no trainee ever wanted to face. Tonight, Arya was facing both. Red Wolf stepped closer until his breath hit the dust between them. His voice tore through the air. "Kneel before me." The words struck the formation like a blow. A few SEALs clenched their fists. Some swallowed hard, but Arya didn't move. She didn't flinch. Her gaze stayed locked on his, steady as stone. Red Wolf growled, louder this time. "I said kneel. This test measures obedience, submission, humility." Arya finally spoke, her voice calm and even. "Humility doesn't live in the knees. It lives in the heart." Titan let out a harsh laugh, stepping forward until his shadow swallowed her in darkness. "Then we'll force it out of you," he said, his tone thick with threat. He charged. The moment he moved, time seemed to bend. Titan's massive arms swept toward her like a steel log. Arya slid under it, grabbed his wrist, turned her hips sharply, and launched him over her shoulder with perfect technique. The ground shook under his weight as he crashed down. A ripple of shock moved through the 286 watching SEALs. Red Wolf's lips pulled back in anger. "You think you can embarrass us?" Arya's silence was answer enough. Red Wolf attacked with a storm of strikes. Punches meant to break bone, elbows meant to knock out teeth, kicks designed to crush ribs. Arya dodged with smooth precision, stepping out of reach just before each blow landed, reading his movement like an open book. Then he committed to a high, brutal kick. And that's when she struck. Arya seized his leg mid-air, twisted her body with exact timing, and brought him crashing down. One hard pull and a clean, violent snap echoed through the yard as his leg dislocated. Red Wolf screamed in pain. No one dared move. Titan rose again, his fury burning so hot it seemed to vibrate around him. "You're not walking out of this," he growled, and charged with everything he had left. Arya waited, calm, still, focused. Just as he reached her, she pivoted. Her hand slid behind his knee, her shoulder drove into his hip, and she flipped him into a devastating takedown. Titan's leg twisted beneath him. A sharp crack cut through the silence. He howled, but Arya stepped down, applying pressure, and the second leg snapped. Titan fell, broken and defeated. The entire field froze. The night air itself seemed to stop. Arya straightened, her breathing steady, her eyes calm. There was no pride on her face, no cruelty, only the quiet strength of someone who knew exactly who she was. Medics rushed in and carried away the fallen instructors. The line of SEALs remained motionless. One finally stepped forward. "Ma'am, you just defeated the two strongest men in this unit." Another added, "And you didn't even lose your composure." A third spoke softly, "You've shown us that strength isn't about size. It's about control and courage." Then something extraordinary happened. All 286 SEALs stood at attention, perfectly straight, hands rising to their chests. They saluted her silently, with the kind of respect that cannot be forced or demanded, it must be earned. Arya looked at them, her expression softening for the first time that night. "I don't need anyone to kneel before me," she said quietly. "I only need every soldier to know when they must never kneel at all." The wind rose again, carrying her words into the dark. The training ground felt different, changed, marked by a moment that would be retold for years. A moment not about dominance, not about humiliation, but about a soldier who refused to bend, refused to break, and taught hundreds that strength isn't defined by rank or gender. It's defined by heart.